The state's budget crisis means Colorado families who fought for access to a critical autism therapy now have more work to do. Your investigator, Karen Morfitt, has been following their fight to get an increase in Medicaid reimbursement rates that are needed to keep providers from leaving our state. Well, now the state trying to claw back some of that money. Your investigator, Karen Morfitt, of course, joins us now more with the latest. Karen.
Well, Karen, many of these families here in Colorado were in the middle of this critical treatment when last year many of the providers started closing their doors. Those families then couldn't find anywhere with openings. They say they don't want to be put in that position again. Meanwhile, the state says those current rates just can't be maintained.
Carmen Peak has 2 children, both who she says are thriving because of their access to a critical autism therapy.
You know, what the staff members are doing at my kids' center is life-changing for my kids.
She started fighting for that access last summer, coming to us after her family lost care. The therapy center told her they closed because the state's Medicaid reimbursement rates were just too low. Advocates say by their count, half a dozen organizations either left Colorado or closed their doors for that same reason. They got the support of lawmakers on the Joint Budget Committee, who then approved an emergency increase of 20%.
Cried just talking about it. We were just so excited to have a solution in place for these providers.
It was not the solution presented by Colorado's healthcare policy and financing, who is now forced to make budget cuts ahead of the new year. Part of their recommendation is to bring those rates back down. The department did share a statement saying, quote, given the current budget situation, the rate increases implemented in fiscal year 24-25 were not sustainable. They go on to say these reductions do not remove the full increases some of these providers received in last year's budget. Senator Barbara Kirkmeyer, who sits on the budget committee, says she's not surprised it's back on the table, but for her, keeping those rates up remains a priority.
So yes, there are other things that are going to have to take more dramatic cuts so that we can figure out how we do fund rates.
For Peak and her family, the discussion alone has them feeling uneasy.
And I just want, our governor and the state of Colorado to prioritize special needs children, because as a parent, I feel like my kids are overlooked.
Now, in addition to the information about the rates and the possible reductions, the statement from the state went on to say that the JBC is going to need to make some difficult choices and potential deeper cuts to areas of the budget like public safety and education if they choose to increase Medicaid provider rates. Now, we'll continue to update this story as those decisions are made going forward. For now, we're live in Denver. Karen Morfitt covering Colorado First.
Certainly tough news for these families to hear. Karen, thank you.